You know what I really love about potlucks? Nobody shows up expecting to eat what they actually brought. Think about that for a second. You bring your casserole or your weird aunt's Jell-O mold, your store-bought rolls that you're pretending you made, and you're trusting that what everyone else brings is gonna be enough, that the table will somehow just fill up. And here's the crazy and kind of cool thing. That's exactly what Luke describes in Acts chapter 2. And I don't think that we've taken this seriously enough. We're in Acts 2 verses 46 through 47. And this is Luke describing what the earliest Jesus followers looked like after Pentecost, after the Spirit fell, after Peter's sermon, after 3,000 people suddenly joined this fledgling movement. Here's what he says. Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all the people. End quote. Now, broke bread, it isn't just ancient speak for handed out dinner. There's something much deeper happening here. The Greek phrase is as it appears on screen here. It's the breaking of the bread. This was both their shared meals and their communion. They didn't separate the two. The dinner table and the Lord's table, they were one and the same, which means fellowship wasn't the opening act before the real spiritual stuff happened. See, the meal was the spiritual stuff. It's just so disconnected from how I was raised and how I thought the church and religion was supposed to be, right? Religion wasn't sitting down having dinner. Religion was the stuff we did at church, the communion and I was an altar boy, so the ringing of the bells and all these little things. That was it, not the sharing meals with people I loved or even strangers. But now let's look at the word glad in Greek. It's a beautiful word, agaliasis. It's a big, exuberant word, not polite religious contentment. This is jump out and down and out of your bones with joy. This is the kind of gladness that makes your neighbors go, what's up with them? Luke's making a point. These people gathered around tables with joy, not obligation, not some sort of guilt, but joy. You know what kills churches? When gathering becomes duty, when showing up feels like paying a toll. But here, everybody brings something. Nobody leaves hungry. And there's enough joy that people on the other side, they just see it and go, hey, I want in. Here's what I think we might miss. Luke says they met in their homes. Not one home, but homes as in plural. This wasn't a potluck. It was hundreds of potlucks happening simultaneously across Jerusalem. Organic, decentralized, intimate. Someone's opening their door saying, hey, come in. We got room. Someone else is carrying bread. Someone's pouring wine. Someone's probably doing the dishes. We all know what the vulnerability of opening your door and being hospitable to people can be, especially when maybe they're not your people, maybe they're not your family or your immediate friends, but strangers. It's a very vulnerable position, right? Opening your door and welcoming a stranger into your house as if it was their own. And that phrase at the end there, enjoying the favor of all the people. See, the early church, it wasn't insular. It wasn't suspicious of outsiders. And their joy, it was just so real. It was so genuine. And their generosity was so obvious that people respected them for it. I know church can feel complicated. Maybe you've been hurt. Maybe you've been burned by religious communities, or maybe the idea of breaking bread together sounds exhausting because you've seen how messy it can get. But Luke isn't describing a program. He's describing a people who understand that faith isn't a spectator sport. It's a potluck. Everybody brings something so that everybody is fed. So I got a question here for you, my friend. It's a question you can take with you for this week. What are you bringing to the table? Not just on Sunday, but today and tomorrow, when you're recovering from all the holiday chaos, when the relatives have finally gone home, when life seems to slowly get back to normal. What are you contributing to somebody else's spiritual nourishment? And maybe more importantly, are you letting others nourish you as well? Because in God's economy, the table, it's always bigger than you think. There's always room. And somehow, mysteriously and beautifully, there's always enough. All right, my friend, that's all for today. If this landed with you in some way, please tell me in the comments. What does your potluck church look like in your own life? And what are you bringing to it? And who's feeding you? I'm Adam. If you enjoy this content, please make sure you're subscribed. Onward, and God bless you.